everyone, welcome back to Paul's Model Works, and today I'm going to be making a video to show you guys an up-close look at my finished 70 Super B Pro Street. There's a lot to show you guys on this thing, so I'll bring the camera in close and let you guys take a look around it. I've used a lot of parts on this thing, aftermarket parts, mainly just ProTech parts, and so for those of you that are interested, maybe seeing the parts that I used, I will have a list down in the description below the video, and it will have all of the parts I looked, or all of the parts that I've used with the part numbers and everything. But anyway, let me go ahead and dive right in and take you guys for a tour around the Super B. Okay, there she is in all of her glory, and as you guys saw before, there's my tri-tone paint job. We've got the pearl white, the pearl green, and then the pearl metallic blue on the top there. And then this has, before you guys didn't see it, but now it has the clear coat on it. And I mean, this thing is reflective. Can't really see it in the video. It's not picking it up too well, but it is super, super reflective. Really happy about that. So what I did is I lowered the front end, and if you guys go back and look through the archives and find my video where I talked about how I lowered the front end, you'll be able to see how I did that. But I dropped the front probably about maybe 2 scale inches just to kind of give it a little more rake down to the front, and I think it looks a little more truer to how it would probably really look in real life. The front end just seemed like it was floating a little too high at the stock height. So here is the front. Show you guys that, and I'll go through all this a little bit more as we move along. We've got the other side right there, and then here is the rear end. That's how it looks all around. What I've done on the chrome on this, and I learned this technique through my modeling magazine that I'm subscribed to, but all of the chrome, what I did is I've used it is the Testors transparent black, or the window tint. It's just in a bottle that you can get, and let me just show you guys that here. It is it's this paint right here, and it's just the transparent black window tint by Model Masters, and I just sprayed a very light coating over all of my chrome, the wheels, the front bumper, the rear bumper. And in my opinion, it gives the chrome a much more realistic look. A lot of your model chrome is very bright, and so in scale it's too bright. So the window tint paint kind of dulls it down just a little bit without losing the chrome look, and so it makes the wheels, which you can see there, I think they look a whole lot more realistic to what chrome would look like on a 1/25th scale model. So the biggest area of this model is, I'm really happy with the paint and everything, but kind of the biggest area that was my focus was under the hood. So I'm going to pop this and show you guys what it looks like under there. Okay, so this thing has got the dual high-rise intake on it. Then I've got twin Demon carburetors. These are resin carburetors. All this detail stuff again is from ProTech, and so I won't have to tell you guys that again. And so I've got the Demon carburetors up there. On top of the Demon carburetors, I have 2 9-inch air cleaners. And the cool thing that I did, I think, is that these are removable, so you can take both of these off, and then you can see inside of the carbs. And I've got, I don't know if you can pick it up in the video or not, but there's a little post in the center of each one of these that allows me to slip the air cleaners on and off. And then I've got my fuel lines running here, and then they wrap back around and connect to the carburetors. We've got braided coolant lines, hoses for the radiator. We've got a full spark plug wiring and everything with the looms, the boots, and all of that. We've got oil cleaners. We've got all of your fuel lines running back to the dual fuel pumps here. We've got an MSD ignition box, which is wired. If I turn this, maybe you can see that a little better. There we go. You can see I've got wiring running from the MSD box, and then it runs also. I've got wiring running down here, which runs to the alternator, and then also wiring to the which you guys can't really see it, but it also, I've got wiring that runs to the windshield wiper motor, and then it all runs back here into the firewall, which would go through to the ignition and all of that good stuff. I've got my this is the brake booster, but it has a booster delete on it. And then I've got my lines running off back. They go into the firewall, and then from there down to the brakes and everything. And then there's a nitrous setup on this. And if you look right down, let's see here. If you look right in here, you can see there's a little blue actuator right there. And that is the nitrous actuators. And then I've got a nitrous line running back into the firewall, and then it's really tiny and hard to see, but there is nitrous lines that run off of the actuator, and they run to each of the intake points on this high-rise intake, and this is on both sides of the intake, so it can have a shot of nitrous, and then inside, of course, I have a nitrous bottle and everything. If you guys, again, go back into the archives, you can see that I did a under the magnifying glass of this motor, where you can really see all of the detail on it. And then I also showed you guys the interior in another video, so you could see all of that as well. I'm not going to be able to just really go into super detail on that. So now let me show you what the bottom looks like. Here is the underside of the model, and I carried the lime green theme onto the rear diff, and then the motor has got that on it, and then the rest of the underneath is a very nice like metallic gray color. I do have a fuel line that runs from back here, goes through and connects to the fuel tank that would be in the trunk, and runs down under the rear diff, and then underneath the center your drive shaft here, and then goes up and connects to that dual fuel pump that you saw in the engine bay. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the model. I think that it turned out beautiful. I'm very happy with it. Like you guys know, that I placed it in that show, and it came out best auto of the whole show. So I'm very happy with how this thing turned out. And so hopefully I can get some pictures shot of this thing here soon, and I can put a slideshow up for you all. But until then, that's it for now. That is the 70 Super Bee, and man, I'm just so happy with it. So keep building those awesome models, everybody. Keep your styrene addiction going strong, and you know, like I always say, eat, sleep, styrene, and I'll talk to y'all later.